Good evening and welcome to the latest episode of G63 Dad. G63 Dad is here to talk about business. He's here to solve your problems, assuming you've got problems. Maybe you don't have problems, I don't know. But if you do have problems and you want to talk about them, boom, G63 Dad likes it active. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what are you doing? You're not picking your kids up from school at this time. It's pitch black out, it's night time. But this is, I didn't have a chance to make a video today, I'm not going to lie. I didn't pick the kids up from school, my wife done it. Absolute shambles of a day, just so much going on, so much stuff. So I didn't actually do the school run earlier, and I thought I need to go shops now, I need to go and get some stuff for the house. We don't have any food or milk or other basic stuff that you have in a house. So I was like, right, I'll go and get some, it'll be fine. And I thought I would hop on and shoot a quick video for you guys, and we're going to talk about something interesting actually. We're going to talk about the benefits of online businesses versus traditional bricks and mortar businesses, because I was at physio earlier and I actually had this conversation with my physio whilst he was smashing my legs in. Also, this is the first time I've ever filmed at night, so I'm going to review the footage obviously, but I hope you like it. As you can see, I've made some modifications to the vehicle. There they are, light up, active. It's so nice, I love it so much. But yeah, online businesses versus traditional bricks and mortar. What is the difference? What are the benefits? Not to dissuade anyone, first of all, from getting involved in a sort of traditional bricks and mortar business, but I just don't see the appeal in the modern age, effectively. I just don't see the appeal of starting a brick and mortar business these days. It does not make any sense to me as to why you would do this. And the reason being is because even in the town where I am now, like, there are so many shops closed, okay? There's a shop over there, there's a shop in front of me, there's a shop over there. Everywhere I look, I can see closed stores. I can see them, and I can see that no one, and it's becoming more, not less. It's not that there are, fewer people or fewer shops that are empty available. It's that there are fewer people going into these places to actually start businesses. And the reason why, because it costs so much. It costs so much to get premises, to start your business, that a lot of people just, they won't do it. Most people, you're like, oh, I want to start a business, okay, I need premises. Well, you better get a loan then. And then you're going to be, in debt from day one, you're in debt. Or maybe you have capital, and you're like, oh man, yeah, I'm going to start my business. And it's like, no, you're in debt immediately. Like, you've spent all your money on premises. That's the number one reason. Now, I think obviously a lot of businesses, right, excuse me, a lot of businesses, you do have the opportunity to obviously potentially start in a location where you're going to get like a better deal, or you're going to get a good setup where like maybe you know someone and you can get the property from them for cheaper, or maybe you don't have to pay them for the first month, whatever, right? But broadly speaking, like, if you want to start a brick and mortar business, you have to get premises, and premises is expensive, super expensive. You got business rates, you need to pay the actual rent, and then you got all sorts of other costs, utilities, etc, and then boom, done, right? Whereas an online business, you start from your phone. Oh, do you have a phone? Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Business started, active. I think the difference between an online business and a bricks and mortar business is that an online business starts and finishes with an idea, right? You get an idea, and then you can execute that idea, most likely, and broadly speaking, you can execute your design. Whereas if you have a classic business, you need an office, you need whatever, you need a shop, etc., you have so much more sort of things to do before you can even focus on making any money, that it almost detracts from the actual activity of making money in the first instance. You gotta plan all this shit out, and it's like, wow, come on, I just want to make some bread. So I mean, that's my first sort of thinking on it, right? You want to make money quickly, and you want to make it with low overhead, then you start with an online business. Secondly, goods versus services. I mean, I live in a tertiary economy, right? I don't know if you've ever done any business studies or whatever. We talk about primary, secondary, and tertiary economies, right? And primary is obviously like the getting of materials, secondary manufacturing and tertiary services, right? The UK is a service-driven economy, it's a tertiary economy. Like most other big AAA countries operate tertiary economies. The US, Australia, a lot of European countries, they all operate tertiary economies. It's because actually they've exhausted all their national resources. But we're not here to talk about that, right? That's not what we're here to discuss. The point I'm making is you need to decide whether you're making something. Are you a primary or secondary economy, or are you going to be a service-driven business? Now, I strongly believe that the best way to start a business is to provide a service that you can deliver that someone else can't do. And if you want to really double down, Hormozy, I'm stealing from Hormozy here, but like, if you really want to double down, solve problems that rich people have. Don't solve problems that poor people have. You solve poor people problems, you get poor people money. If you solve rich people problems, you get rich people money, right? Solve problems that rich people have, or at least solve problems that have high profit margins, high profit yield. So like, let's look at my business for example, right? We help creators make large sums of cash, and we take profit share agreements with those creators, right? Very straightforward. And then we continuously help to make them even more cash, which allows us then, of course, to have a higher yield on our end of the bargain. Makes sense, right? The creator wins, we win. Everybody wins. Very good. Now, if I was just to be providing goods, I'd be limited with how much can I produce, okay? And how much material do I need to produce that, so I've got upfront cost. How fast can I ship it to the person, and then do they actually even buy it? Whereas in our line of business, it's more about, you know, servicing a requirement. You've got a need, they have a traffic need, we service that requirement by creating content and creating ads, etc. They have a sales need, so we service that by applying sales personnel. They have whatever other needs, you know, we service it, right? We service them. That is our function. I am a broker of services to these individuals, effectively, right? Now, that, in my mind, is the business model that makes, first of all, the most revenue, and is the most easily tapped into, effectively, of all the other potential business models. The way to ultimately make cash in the world now is to focus on service-driven business where it's practical to do so, because it's, from a financial perspective, it's got the lowest capital input up front. It taps into, or it should tap into, a skill that you already have, because you can't sell a skill you don't have. Let's be honest, right? You know, you're capping and you're like, oh bro, I can teach you to do a backflip, and then you try to sell that service and you can't do a backflip, you're trashed, right? You're not going to be able to make, the business isn't going to work, right? You're in the bin. But if you can do a backflip and you can teach other people how to do a backflip, you can teach hundreds of thousands of people how to do a backflip with your backflip course, right? And that's not a sustainable business model that you've created. This is, if the skill of doing a backflip is in demand, and you can do a backflip, and then teach other people via a video course how to do that backflip, then obviously you've got an opportunity to make money. It makes sense, right? Provide service. You're servicing their requirements. That doesn't mean that you should just, you know, sell nonsense, sell trash that doesn't benefit anyone, because you'll very quickly lose. If you don't add value, then you're not going to be able to continuously make profit. So you need to constantly add value. You need to, you know, enrich the lives of your customers with your product knowledge or skills. And that, I would say, is one of the critical differences. Well, actually, it's a similarity, not even a difference. It's a similarity. Bricks and mortar businesses seek to enrich and add value to their customers, and so the service-driven businesses. So that, well, not service, online businesses. All businesses seek to enrich and add value to their customers. But I think more so, like with an online business, it's easier to do that because you don't have to meet the client face to face. You don't have to have them come to your shop. You don't have to do X, Y, and Z prerequisites before they obviously will be your customer. Now, naturally, there are downsides to an online business because there are so many people online. You don't know anybody. Like, you're really reliant on, you know, having a good public-facing image. You need a great public-facing image. if you're going to actually run an online business. You can't just be a nobody and run an online business. You need a good public face. If you don't have a good public face, people aren't going to trust you, they're not going to do with you, they're not going to do business. And that, you need to cultivate that. You can't just buy that either. That takes time to build. And one of the things that I always suggest doing is adding free value. Exactly like what I'm doing now. Follow my own advice. I'm adding free value to people by giving out sauce and giving out information so that other people can benefit. And that's how you become a trustworthy and reputable individual. If I ever give you information on one of my videos and it's trash, tell me. Like, I'll take it on the chin. Like, maybe you didn't follow the advice, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, do a step correctly, whatever. But like, if you legitimately follow something I say and it gives you a bad result, like, come and tell me about it. I am more than happy to learn and understand, what went wrong, and even potentially support you to get the right result. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can't, you're limited in your capacity to deliver onto a mass scale for a bricks and mortar business, because you're limited by the throughput of your traffic, you're limited by your ability to, actually deal with one person at a time, whatever in your store or your building or whatever it is you are, right? Whereas, like I say, if you're online, you sort of alleviate that pressure. It's about hiring staff, it's about scaling, which is another topic of conversation entirely, but like, it is much easier to scale a digital business than it is to scale a bricks and mortar classical business, because you are in a much more levered position, as it were, to do it more quickly. You don't need to expand space, you don't need to take on more inventory, or maybe you do need to take on more, but you don't need to store that inventory if you're an online only business, etc. There's like, and I'm talking when I say this, I mean a pure online business. I mean no warehouses, none of that business, right? You're a purest online business. The opposite's a service. This is what I'm trying to get across, at least. Like, I don't have inventory. I do have staff on location, etc. Where they are, and maybe we do content, for example, where we'll send staff to people and that sort of idea. But like, broadly speaking, we're flexible and we can be anywhere and be available at any time. That sort of idea, right? That's the difference between a bricks and mortar business and an online business. Again, like a bricks and mortar business is much easier to trade 24/7. Oh no, sorry, an online business is much easier to trade 24/7. I'm not saying you can't trade 24/7 as a bricks and mortar shop. Like McDonald's trade 24/7. They're always active. They're always selling burgers, right? Or many of them are. But there are high costs to doing so. Like, there are risks to doing so as well. Whereas if you're online, much lower risk, much easier to deliver on that 24/7 basis. There's just loads of factors, really, loads of factors to it that you need to consider as being the sort of major play difference between online and bricks and mortar. But those are some of the more critical ones in my mind. Like, those are the ones that are obvious to me. Like, there are just so much more effort in setting up a manual. Sorry, let me try that again. There is so much more effort and stuff to think about on the front end of starting a bricks and mortar business. You have to get these shops, you have to get everything. There's so much up front that getting a property to run a business out of is actually extremely complicated. It's not as, you don't just see an empty shop and be like, oh bro, can I run a business in there? It's really hard to set up. The whole thing's a pain in the ass, quite frankly. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Yeah, there's so many things to do that you just don't have to do with a digital business up front. And then additional to that, you're limited by the location, you're limited by the operating hours of the building you're in, for example. Maybe you're only allowed to open it, you've got licensing requirements. There's so much involved that it just puts me off. But sort of with a digital business or online business, you just don't have any of those problems. No more problems, only solutions. But anyway, bit of a brain dump there. That's just my thoughts on online businesses versus your bricks and mortar style business. That's why I choose an online business every time. There's much more opportunity to sort of deliver. There's much more opportunity to scale, much more opportunity to less few. There's just so much more opportunity in the online space, in my opinion, than there is in the classic space. But again, I mean, plenty of more people make plenty of money in business that isn't online exclusive. So yeah, don't let me sway you away from doing it. If you're going to start a business, I think the main takeaway I would like you to take from this is, if you're going to start a business, do it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're going to start a business, just do it. Don't waste time. Start a business and make money. Like, the only way you're going to make money is by starting something. So start, hurry up, go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be my real takeaway. Online or otherwise, just start, make cash, go, 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 go. That would be my sort of, you know, if anything, just do something. But all the same, that was a different format for me tonight. Sorry, like I say, I'm just driving to get some food and stuff. Blah 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 blah. Hopefully it was insightful for you. Hopefully you took some value away from that. Hopefully you enjoyed my brain dump. Hopefully you enjoy my sparkly lights. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to know more or, you know, get more info, then absolutely subscribe, put the bell on. I will be uploading 4 or 5 times a week, ideally. Of course, if you want to ask me more direct questions, obviously you can get me in the comments. I would encourage the comments so that we can, you know, chat, get more information. Tell me what videos you want me to make. I'll solve your problems. Whatever it is that you like, you want to hear about, I am very open to talking about it. And my IG is going to be in the description. Also, importantly, a lot of advice that comes out of my face ends up on a platform called School, where we have a growing online community of people who are starting businesses and making money. So if you're interested in learning how to make more money, learning how to start a business, learning how to make progress in my field specifically as well, then of course the link to School is in the description. Also, click on that. $97, that's all it costs. $97 to get all of the sauce you need to get your business rocking and rolling, active, moving, doing bits. That's it. $97. It's not hard. Just do it, basically, is what I would say to that. And yeah, like, yeah, that's my thoughts on all of that, and my thoughts on telling you to follow me and all the rest. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope this nighttime experience has been different for you. And yeah, let me know in the comments actually if you want me to do more at night. Like, I could film more at night if you prefer that. I don't know if it's less distracting than the daytime. Whatever. Let me know. I'm happy to change my schedule. I'm still gonna have to film during the day to pick up my kids, but certainly you can let me know if you would like it at night. So yeah. Anyway, G63 Dad out. Peace.